it's just a beefy offlaner, right? But of course, I think Tide would have been exceptional, great at delaying it, and they do go for the Brewmaster. Again, Weaver is a very good lane matchup into this Brew. You have that constant chase down.
Oh dear!
He's back. This is Quinn Callahan in his finest form. The last pick, the 24, throwing in a Husker.
Why now? Why here?
Necro was banned, Monkey was banned. These are like the anti-laning heroes of Somnus. We heard earlier, I can't remember who mentioned it, but if Somnus doesn't have a good lane, games can get kind of weird. This is it. Husker, win your lane. Lone Druid will end your game. Gaimin, want to get out of this one.
Yeah, this is also the first Husker of the International here, so a little bit of extra flair coming out for Gaimin Gladiators.
Yeah, I mean, earlier Quinn played the first Void Spirit of the International, now he's playing the first Husker. I mean, it looks like an excellent Husker game. He's going to have a great lane versus Kunkka. There's no natural Vessel Fire on Azure Ray to pressure him early on, and it's great versus TA also. I mean, this TA win condition becomes a lot scarier. Now, for me, it's all eyes on the Brewmaster. What is Chalice going to do for his team? How is he going to be able to win these fights? Is he going to be able to cycle on the Husker? He has to have a good lane for that.
Yeah, and I think this Husker, it's a great Husker game overall. However, generally, we don't see Husker a lot, and the main reason is he normally needs more heals with him to keep him alive. And this isn't really a draft where Gaimin Gladiators can keep the Husker alive. They don't have the Chin anymore. They have the Inch, they have a Lone Druid, they have a Weaver, they have Morta. They don't have like that Dazzle Husker like effect or Chin Husker, so he's going to have to keep himself alive, which means he has to have a great laning stage.
This is his 19th game on Husker. He's got a 72% win rate. He knows when to pick the hero. He knows when to do it. And I think, to be fair, this is kind of that game. If it was any other team, I'd argue they don't know how to end the game in time. The meta does not dictate this type of pick. But Gaimin, they showed us in the previous one, they know how to win in 30 minutes. And this would be the type of draft to do it. Damage is Azure Ray's issue. And against a Husker, a Lone Druid, a Weaver, you need damage to kill them off. And do they have enough to kill even one, if not all three?
So how is Azure going to extend this game longer than the big ball push from Gaimin? What do they need to do?
They need to win their side lanes. They need to win their side lanes and then rotate the Clockwork early on to deal with this Husker. If they can kill Husker once or twice in the early game and slow down his tempo, they can play off of Brew's great team fight.
Well, let's find out if they can do it, if they can force out game number 3. Before we head to the game, though, we're heading over to Marshall, who's standing by with Coach Lanham.
Hello everyone, I'm with Lanham from Azure Ray, and Coach, I want to ask you, are you surprised they're picking the Husker, and what's the communication before the game starts? What's the communication to your player to get them ready into next game? 想问一下你，就是有没有惊奇他们会选哈斯卡这个英雄？然后在刚才 BP 结束之后，你是跟小伙子们怎么来沟通去打哈斯卡的？
他们选哈斯卡这个其实是我觉得应该受了他们第一局的影响，他们第一局赢了比较轻松，然后觉得第二局可以用同样的方法来赢我们。我觉得哈斯卡这个英雄除了对线，其实在整体他们的阵容里面是比较差的，因为他们没有控制吧。然后我们可能会玩的就整体会更闪一点吧。
Well, I think they get some effect from the first game. They pick Husker because they win the game 1 so easy. Makes them into picking Husker, and hopefully they wanted to win us again. But I feel like Husker.
Oh, Lanham's not going to be too happy with the beginning of this game. Holy Jesus! Already 3 kills for Gaimin Gladiators. That was the biggest inner fire I've ever seen. Now Somnus under his tier 1 tower will fall as well. A 1K lead at negative 10 seconds in game number 2 for Gaimin Gladiators. Oh my God. All right, well,
can I just say I love the irony between, or the juxtaposition of that interview, and you just see at the same time his team just getting bodied in the river. It's like, I don't think they have enough control to handle us and to kill 4 heroes.
The only thing missing was Curb Your Enthusiasm music in the background, because my goodness, that could not have started any better.
This is a 2K gold lead, minute 0 for Gaimin Gladiators. They get 3 bounty runes, 4 kills, of which 2 of them go to the Lone Druid, a tempo-based offlaner that Gaimin Gladiators are running. I think, you know what Gaimin Gladiators comms were in this draft? They were like, okay, 22 minutes, guys. We can do it faster. They're effectively doing any % Grand Finals day, top 3 TI finish against Azure Ray. And there, I mean, there's no way around it. Azure Ray are already in serious trouble here, and they've got to pull one out of the bag to handle this safe lane.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go back and watch that VOD a little bit later as dyrachyo's taking a little bit of damage here in that bot lane. But that level 1 inner fire, I think it hit 4 heroes, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
A wombo combo before the runes even spawned. Okay, so if you're Azure, can't stop laughing. How do you reset after that? Because that is so ridiculous.
I mean, the main thing that you have to try to play on is recognizing you need to not let this snowball, right? Like, that's the biggest thing. If you can't win your lanes at this... Oh, boy, FY is dead.
Yep, it's snowballing already. Chalice now in a 2v1. Gonna take some heavy damage, will likely live.
Yeah, Gaimin Gladiators have strong lanes too. Did I mention that? Ench Weaver on one side, Lone Druid Muerta on the other. So not only did you lose the rune fight, you're playing against some extremely powerful lanes. And that's what I was gonna say is, maybe you can't win the lanes in this game. The challenge now is to not bleed too hard. Because I would feel like if this started out at just as a flat-out even runic
courier
no
kill.
kills.
Oh boy, well, it's just the Wraith Band recipe.
It all adds up, you know, they're already starving, so...
Yeah, true.
If this had started out with a 0-kill rune exchange, I still think Gaimin Gladiators just have better lanes.
Yeah.
I think all 3 even are in their favor on paper, so you add on top of that terrible start, and it's just adding fuel to the fire here, so...
Yeah, I mean, you didn't even mention Huskar versus Kunkka.
Yeah,
any melee hero is going to have a lot of issues against the Huskar.
Yeah.
And what about in the game as a whole? Because Lanham wasn't too impressed. I mean, forget about the opening moments, obviously, which he was not privy to.
Yeah.
FY, looks like he's a goner as well. Dyrachyo should be able to find him. Indeed, he does. Already on a killing spree. Now the Swarm attached to Chalice. A lot of minus armor now. We'll pop the wand and be able to waddle away. But Huskar as a hero for like the mid to late game, if you want to call it. How does that hero fare these days?
I can definitely see what Lanham was talking about control, right? Like the Radiant Lanham in this game doesn't really have much in the way of stuns or slows that are reliable, but what they do have is really tanky cores that are dominant in lanes. So the Huskar pick is largely dependent on this early game to go very well. He doesn't have any protective line of like healing or save, which you usually pick this hero with. But again, on the side of Azure, not exactly the best damage either, right? You need time to get that damage.
A lot of damage just being gone on by this bear. We'll have to use his meld, which obviously I'm not going to have a detection that deep into the tower. So he will live, but goodness, getting bullied so hard as Chalice will now die. And dyrachyo, he's 4-0.
Yep, and he went Earn. So he's snowballing this lane really, really hard. I mean, is he just gonna... Yeah, I was just wondering, are you just literally just gonna die between the towers? Okay.
Yep, Earn charge already applied. And FY is in a lot of trouble. Only level 2 will put the Nether Ward down, but the Pinecone will get his revenge as Seleri claims that.
That is just absolutely ruthless. 5K minute 4?
Yep, it's 9-0 after that pop shot from tOfu.
Well, we officially have a 5 top net worth heroes on Gaimin Gladiators 4 minutes into the game. They're position 5. It's more net worth than the enemy mid.
Indeed.
That is, if you're new to Dota, that is not a good sign for the Dire team. Gold is good, and you need more of it.
Quinn
Somnus
trying to dive against Somnus. Doesn't have his ult quite yet. Seleri's going to find him with the tomato inner fire to destroy Somnus again. Gaimin Gladiators clicking in every way possible. And Azure have really...
All right, good news. Brew is ahead of Muerta by 30 net worth. So they have a hero in the top 5.
Saving grace for Azure. And dyrachyo continue to bully that bot lane. He can just be left to his own device. That's the crazy part, is now you have these support heroes who can just roam freely because the cores are just so farmed. They can handle 1v1 or even 1v2 situation.
If there's a player hero combination I would want to be playing with when I'm ahead in the early game, it's Seleri Ench. This guy is an absolute terror on the map, and
Chalice.
his next target.
Pinecone has come again for you. Seleri will claim this time 11-0 Gaimin. Oh, would this be the first kill for Azure? Quinn getting pretty damn low. Berserker's Blood doing pretty good work, but he finally will fall to FY. Not exactly the hero that you would want that on if you're an Azure fan, but at least they get a goddamn kill this game. Good God.
When is the last time you've seen a kill bounty of 750 minute 6?
That's
how much gold they got for Quinn.
Ridiculous.
Oh my goodness. Yep. It is it's something for Azure, and I think the hero that can solve this game for them has to be the Kunkka, right? You need levels on this guy so he can rotate around on the map and find setup.
Oh, getting surrounded, but FY is going to TP in to try to help out. Nice route onto the clock. Now Ace with his bear. Literally 1 versus 3, by the way. Looks like they'll be able to take him out.
Fishing for a route here.
A lot of rotations, but no kills either way. Although Somnus now cutting him off from the other side. They're going to spot the bear again. Going to get side the cogs. As dyrachyo is actually making a quick rotation through the gate. The bear will fall, and Ace is pretty damn low as a result. The clock will end up dying, but the big kill is Ace going down to Lou. dyrachyo will clean up FY in the meantime. Can he get more out of this? Level 6 now against the level 4 TA. dyrachyo, time lapse just in time. Earn charge still applied to Lou. It's like he's going to survive, although dyrachyo is not done yet.
You're kidding me, okay.
He was Shikuchi, but okay, 2 very big kills for Azure, showing some signs of life here in this game number 2.
They're going to need a lot more of that. Lou is now jungling on TA minute 7. Can't really have any laning presence right now with the amount of he has, so it's time for plan B, or probably plan H, but, you know, it's a plan.
Yep.
You're right. They stemmed the bleeding, right? I think a lot of other teams sort of just kept crumbling here under the insane pressure that Gaimin are putting. And at the very least, if you look at the gold, it has kind of flatlined the last 2 minutes. Not a phrase we hear a lot spoken minute 7. We usually start focusing on this minute 25, but, you know,
it's something.
It's a tendency in the game that you just want to slow down. Because what can happen to this Radiant lineup, as Lanham pointed out, they don't have that much control. So if you start getting items, if you start getting levels on your heroes, and you can pick the fights on your terms, you can effectively kite a lot of the Gaimin Gladiators lineup quite well. You get just 1 or 2 items on core heroes, maybe a Force Staff here or there. So step 1 to getting there is happening right now.
Seleri diving with the Centaur. Clockwork in a lot of trouble. dyrachyo's here as well. That's an easy cleanup as the boat comes in. Will connect onto Ace with the turret as well. Ace getting really low.
That's
no ultimate yet, so he is donezo. Good 1-for-1 exchange for Azure. Seleri healing up as his first primal split of the game as Lou taking heavy damage from dyrachyo, who they're going to have to just ignore at this point. But nope, they lift him in the air. Nice job from Chalice. We'll try to set this up with the torrent, but there's the life break coming in from Quinn, applying all the pressure to Chalice now that he can't get away with that primal split. As FY getting chased by dyrachyo, as Lou will likely TP to safety. FY trying to go through the gate, but dyrachyo has enough right click to finish the job.
Definitely a goner. Honestly, quite well done by Azure to not have lost a tower minute 9. Playing against Ench Huskar, Lone Druid, these heroes just bulldoze down these towers with an early lead, but they've stemmed the bleeding. It still hurts. We're not going to pretend that this isn't extremely Gaimin favored, but Azure are making it look more competitive than I was expecting 3 minutes in. A classic thing to talk about in the past, of course. But
yep. Quinn has his armlet, by the way, in case you were wondering.
Queuing up a straight BKB here, not a halberd against TA, for example.
Yeah, what is the typical item build for a Huskar? I mean, you talked about halberd, singing the BKB. We've seen a lot of Ags. I mean, I shouldn't say a lot, but in the Huskar picks, Ags is very popular.
It's generally Ags or BKB after the halberd, or after the armlet, I want to say. Halberd has not been a particularly popular item this patch in general. Huskar is one of the few heroes that will sometimes buy it, but
Quinn.
Smoke's going to be broken. Somnus will get out of there. But the tower looks pretty doomed. This is a level 7 Lone Druid going to work.
dyrachyo takes the tier 1 bot as well, so already all 3 tier 1s down for Azure.
Keep in mind they had all 3 of them 1 minute ago. 9 minutes we were talking about, wow, they haven't lost a tower. And there you go. Gaimin Gladiators.
Caster Curse, typical Synderen special.
That's what I do.
Well, Blue is going to get spotted. Quinn with the life break. Deadshot's going to cancel everything out. Inner fire as well. TA dead. FY next. 2 kills very quickly for Gaimin. They're going to get a nice double stack here for Quinn as well. Already has his Ogre Club coming as part of that eventual BKB. We're going to see Ace with the Radiance at some point, so only 1,000 away from the Sacred Relic. And that is going to be very difficult to deal with if you're Azure. Somnus, we're talking about Blade Mail still being needed. 17-3. Somnus will be spotted. Dyrachyo from one side, Seleri from the other, and a pine cone in between. He's gonna get down the boat, but you have to think eventually he will fall here. Dyrachyo, monster kill. Find clockwork as well. High five Lou apparently.
I mean, Dyrachyo's
continue the pressure.
He feels invincible, right? He's against one stun, which is hookshot.
Yep, it is available. Gonna have to use it to get away though. Nice job there.
They are giving them absolutely here.
Yeah, it's just suffocating.
You've got effectively a third of the map left now for Azure. All tier 1s down, all waves pushed. No signs of letting up on that aggression, and they shouldn't. I don't think you spend this 9k gold to just farm up a storm in the jungle. You keep denying the enemy team any presence on the map. We'll go the usual Gaimin Gladiators route. Now the bad news for Gaimin is they are running out of time. They have 10 minutes left. Beat their record. Actually, that's not true. I think they won a game in 19 minutes against 9 Pandas, but would be probably the lowest total series time if they could match.
Well, keep in mind, this is an elimination game, so let's not talk about that quite yet, as FY could be able to TP out here.
Talk about it now.
Well, typically you're not going to GG out of an elimination match until
that is
your
very
throw
true.
dies, right?
That
so
is very
I think this will be longer regardless. If they're able to continue snowballing. As Quinn will be soloing the old Roche. He is scanned out though, but it looks like Roche will fall first before they even arrive. And yeah, you can see Azure now backing away. That smoke still not revealed. Maybe they can just get rid of the Aegis though. That would be pretty good. Well, they're gonna miss the hook shot onto Seleri. Gonna get torrented into the boat though. Dyrachyo coming up from the other side as a life break will connect onto the clock. That's a dead boy. 100% will burn to the burning spears. As Dyrachyo announced with nice swarm hitting 3 heroes. FY take a dead shot and will die shortly after. Another 2 quick kills for Gaimin.
Godlike minute 13 on the Weaver. He's been in 16 out of 20 kills. Dyrachyo just running the map. Absolutely crushing it together with the support duo in particular of Gaimin Gladiators. Just, yeah, what a hero Weaver is when you have a great start like this against these matchups. So free. And keep in mind, this was the first pick of the draft, right? They picked the Weaver into Pugna. Solutions from Azure are just not there with this early disadvantage. Look at where he's farming. Like,
yep, Lou trying to farm as safe as possible, but Dyrachyo's gonna have none of that. And Ace with the Radiance online now.
Oh boy.
Tier 2 tower already at half health. Now, how many pine cones has he found this game? Has he found literally any other creep?
Every time you find one, you find 2.
I mean, still. Quinn stealing the
right.
Wisdom Rune, so adding insult to injury. And we have a 5-man smoke from Azure. They have to get something out of this. They're just bleeding from every orifice right now. Ace. Oh, tOfu. He's going to find them. There's the X, though, so they will get something out of this. Gonna need more. The bear actually would be pretty freaking good for them to get. I think relatively low, but a big swarm from Dyrachyo. Primal Split is placed, but the TA getting decimated. The life break's not even gonna be enough. Barely enough HP as FY continuing to suck him dry. Will be enough, actually, as Lou walking away. Nice cogs. Back Dyrachyo. FY will likely pay the sacrifice, but he did a very good job there for Azure.
Yeah, 1-for-1 trade. An amazing outcome for Azure, given the circumstances. They are inherently extremely unfavored in every fight. Courier for Chalice here. I get his item though. He has the Vessel against the Huskar, so there is a path to a kill, but he has Aegis. Killing him twice is borderline impossible, so you kind of have to wait it out. Try to get some sort of damage item on Lou. If he can get it, this Deso that he's working on, maybe there's going to be enough of a punch.
Yep, Lou and company. Try and force Gaimin back here. Just farming up the cogs now. Everything is Gaimin's to tank as Quinn jumps in. Nice Decrepify, going to keep the damage off of the clock as the Aegis is already out. But Ace's Bear's creating so much space with this Radiance. Clock is going to die very easily to the hands of Quinn himself. Tier 2 tower will fall next. Only one Tier 2 remaining in the top lane. Now without that Aegis, we'll see how aggressive Gaimin want to continue to be.
I mean, my eyes are just on dyrachyo. I'm just going to keep following this Weaver around and see who is the next target he's going to prevent from hitting a creep. But that's really been the mantra in this game is you guys don't get to have fun. I don't think Azure are having particularly much fun on anyone. So dyrachyo, job well done. They're going to look for an opening here on Ace.
Yeah, poke shot. That's pretty big. He's going to get off his ult, does Ace, so that's a very tanky boy, but the Spirit Vessel is applied. Battery Assault doing a good amount of damage as well. The rest of Azure can't even really connect as tOfu now coming in to try to take out the clock, but there's the life break from Quinn, focusing on the TA. Lou is dead, and somehow Ace survives throughout all of that. The rest of his team just couldn't connect.
Yeah, it's a good hook shot, but they couldn't get any damage in there. TA wasn't in range. The moment she tried to come close, she got in trouble. Brewmaster didn't have, I don't know if Chalice had split there. Maybe that could have been something, but...
Azure are defending this tier 2 tower against the Bear, but we can see dyrachyo is just taking their tower themselves in that mid lane. Ace, looks like his Bear and himself will die.
Good punish,
but it is costing them dearly. dyrachyo looks like he'll get the range racks, likely out with his life as well.
Oh my god, there was like a double or triple rally from the Dark Troll Summoner, so that push was stupidly quick. You bring in the rally, you bring in the Deso of the Weaver. And yeah, you find a nice kill on the lawn, but was it worth it?
Maybe it was, honestly. I don't know, actually. It is just ranged.
I mean, yeah, it is a net worth swing there, but doesn't really account for...
The tier 2 tower now falling.
The tower falling anyway. You lost your tier 3, you lost your ranged racks. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Azure, we've talked about it all tournament long. The high ground defense has been strong for most teams. Yep. Gaimin has found the secret sauce. Of course, getting 4 kills before the bounties come up is definitely a good recipe for success.
Yeah. I think Gaimin are also a little bit unused to that. That hasn't really been what they've been getting all the time. Maybe.
Yeah, if that's required in their winning ways, then it wouldn't have gone so well so far. It's not even Tormy time yet. Is Lou? He's going to be spotted, but no stun yet from Quinn. Looks like he has Ags even queued up. The AC, actually. AC. Interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of a game finisher item, right? You're going to get the next Aegis, and then you're going to try to push high ground.
I figured you'd want that on the lone Druid, though.
Yeah, he wants to get the... Wow, Harpoon. Wow, okay. Sometimes I'm old. So it's good if... it's just a timing, right?
Getting harassed in his own base. Life break is there from Quinn as well. Decrepify is going to keep him a little bit healthy, but not healthy enough. He just dies. FY will die next to his Ancient at 18.5 minutes. Now the mid-racks. Oh, nice tidal wave. There's the buyback from the Pugna. Notifications there. Protect their racks for now. Deadshot's not going to connect, but the ensnare does. Rooted up is Somnus, left to his own devices. Quinn and company looking to finish him off. Another nice tidal wave onto 3 heroes, but look at how deep they can go. Nice time lapse coming out from dyrachyo to keep himself safe with the kill as well. They're able to keep that TA buyback, but they really have to hold here. Tidal wave comes out, but to really no avail. Chalice, his primal split is just so weak at this stage of the game. This is a hero that needs levels. And you're getting your tower and barracks taken out sub 20 minutes. You're just not going to have enough levels to be able to contest. Still working on his Radiance, but so much more than that. So full set of racks for Gaimin Gladiators. And, you know, coming into this tournament, they've looked good, but they haven't looked as good as they have earlier in the year. Today, overall, they have looked better than any team.
I mean, they've just looked overall great in the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
When it matters the most, they've turned up. No question.
And I was going to say, Chalice will be purchasing the Blade Mail instead of the Radiance, because I think you just got to go for something else at this stage. You're just going to lose the game before you can even
I'm going to go ahead and say this might be Brewmaster Blade Mail of the tournament. It's not a popular item at the very least. It's plan. Okay, I think Plan H isn't where we're at anymore. We're running out of letters in the alphabet.
You can pick another one, please, by all means.
I might need to borrow some letters from the Danish alphabet for this one.
Oh.
A little bit of a Plan O here.
Wants tOfu. There's the 4-step onto the high ground, and he's going to live. Dying elephant in the crowd. I think that's in the Gaimin Gladiators suite. as a Tormy will be taken out, and Seleri will get his friends. Now Adesso
His sprite
finally
friend.
online for Lou.
That may have been a mistake.
Is Somnus referring to the rune fight?
Azure Ray with a smoke.
Oh, poor baby.
They have to find something here. That is an understatement. See, Clock also going for a Blade Mail. And that's the great thing about Blade Mail. Use the strength of your enemy against themselves.
It might just be the best item they can buy, really. Kind of have to hope for Gladiators to or deep dive and
Solo Tormy.
Yep. This is one strength of TA. We haven't seen this hero played that much in the playoffs. It's the best Tormentor hero in the game, pretty much. Shard here for the Pugna.
Yeah, it's either that or the Clock. Not sure either is going to make the difference, though. At the very least, you take it away from Gaimin. At this stage, getting creeps or the Tormentor on your side of the map is a win because Gaimin doesn't claim it, which they have been so far in this game number 2.
And you can see Gaimin's game very clearly. Trolling the map, you keep scouting Roche. They've got the little boys in the pit, checking it out. And as soon as this spawns, imagine Huskar will make his way down there, and then it's time to try to end the game for Gaimin. Looking out for that. Will Azure Ray be able to get any key item in the meantime is the question. So TA potentially could get a Pike before it happens. Still far away. It's 2k gold or 1500. Maybe can find that one.
Oh, Quinn's really very confident spawning now. He's right. There it goes. That's going to be Aegis and Cheese if he's able to solo that. Dyrachyo scouting things out from the Azure Ray side of things. The Bear going to town onto Somnus. He uses the title with Dyrachyo. Already popping the BKB. They're going to be able to find FY very easily as Chalice. Going to have to use that Primal Split, but no. He just dies. They're dying one by one, dropping like flies. 3 dead already for Azure Ray. The hook shot's gonna miss, just adding more insult to injury. Triple kill for Dyrachyo. And now Lou, is he gonna die in the footstep of his own fountain? Yes! Ultra kill for Dyrachyo. Will Chalice provide the rampage? Not yet. Question mark from Dyrachyo. Likely will be penalized for their next game. We'll see as GGs are called. Gaimin Gladiators with a Gaimin shellacking against Azure Ray. Great.
How ironic. They waited like 3 minutes, and then Dyrachyo was like, let's go, while...
Oh, Roche spawned. Let's end the game. Actually, let's not take Roche.
Huskar wasn't even there. Quinn was in the pit while they were ending the game. Oh my god. Okay. You said it after game 1. This reminded you of the Noun series. Now we can officially say this is pretty much the exact same situation. Back to back.